A birthday like no other. The birth of Bahá'u'lláh. On November 12, 1817, something happened that in time will make all the wars, rises and falls of empires, and even sweeping social and philosophical movements pale by comparison. On that Wednesday, a baby was born in Tehran, a baby who would grow up to upset the equilibrium of the whole world, indeed, whose life would mark the culmination of an age 6,000 years long, our entire known history, and launch us into a turbulent modernity, and then into the long-promised but elusive kingdom of God on earth. The baby was named Hussein. As a youth, he would show all the hallmarks present in other messengers of God: peaceful, happy, wise beyond his years, in fact, so wise that despite his complete lack of theological training, the most learned of the clergy could teach him nothing, but only learn from him instead. In adulthood, he, like the Buddha, rejected the princely existence that was his inheritance, instead choosing to serve the poor. He recognized the reality of a new prophet and became his leading apostle. When that prophet was martyred, he fearlessly led the believers on, and eventually was confirmed as the one whom that prophet had heralded, the promised one of all religions, and the great uniter and educator of the world. Of course, these years later, only a relative handful of people, about 1 in 1,000 people on earth, know this date as special. One online source lists November 12, 1817 as the birth date of Bahá'u'lláh, with the accurate but underwhelming descriptor, Persian spiritual figure. And this nonchalance, of course, fulfills prophecy just as everything else in his life did, that when the Spirit of Christ returns, he will come as a, quote, thief in the night, end quote, as Paul wrote to the Thessalonians. The manifestation of God never fulfills the expectations of the day, but he winds up vastly outstripping those limited expectations in hindsight, revolutionizing life itself. Birthdays remind us of gifts. Life itself is a gift from God, and among God's innumerable gifts to humanity, we can also count intelligence, beauty, the capacity to feel joy. Religions of the world chronicle other divine gifts to humanity, such as the rainbow at the end of Noah's flood, signifying God's covenant and promise to humanity, the clay tablets listing the 10 Commandments, the cross, symbolizing a new covenant with humankind brought by Jesus Christ, and the Quran, embodying yet another. In Bahá'u'lláh, whose birthday is celebrated worldwide each year according to the Baha'i calendar and the movements of the moon, can there be any doubt that God has sent his greatest gift of all time to humanity? To use a cliché, if there ever were a gift that kept on giving, it is Bahá'u'lláh. Indeed, we are told the gift of Baha'i civilization will keep on giving for 500,000 years. The birth of a person also forces us to contemplate whether it is really possible for a single person, no matter how great, to be the hinge of history. Is it actually possible for one person to change everything? Nature itself provides an emphatic and moving answer to this question: yes. In the act of creating a human, it is not necessary that all the cells involved make an equal contribution. Indeed, all it takes is one sperm cell out of the millions to fertilize the egg, triggering a chain reaction that brings into being, as if by a miracle, a new entity with potentialities that only heaven can know. So it is with the manifestation of God and with civilization, that new body of humanity that is reborn in each new age. And with Bahá'u'lláh, we are not simply born into a new age within the cycle of prophecy, but by God's grace are passing beyond that age of infancy through our current adolescence, and before long into maturity, an age in which we will finally see the potential of humanity realized in a civilization that would surely stun us if we could see it now fully formed. Leo Tolstoy, among the foremost intellects of the 19th century, whose lifespan was offset from Bahá'u'llah's by only about a decade, may have put it best when he wrote, "We spend our lives trying to unlock the mystery of the universe. But there was a Turkish prisoner, Bahá'u'lláh, in Akka, Palestine, who had the key." Bahá'u'llah's teachings now present us with the highest and purest form of religious teaching. Very profound. I know of no other so profound.
Forget not my bounties while I am absent. Remember my days during thy days, and my distress and banishment in this remote prison. And be thou so steadfast in my love that thy heart shall not waver, even if the swords of the enemies rain blows upon thee, and all the heavens and the earth arise against thee. Be thou as a flame of fire to my enemies, and a river of life eternal to my loved ones. And be not of those who doubt. And if thou art overtaken by affliction in my path, or degradation for my sake, be not thou troubled thereby.